Okay, this is an introduction to library databases. You're going to be using Helmke library databases online, all right, throughout your entire college career and even after that, all right. They're very, very relevant to lots of things that you do in life. Basically, I want to just quickly say that the difference between a library database and Google is really quite extensive. As much as I love Google and find it very useful, I think as you all know by now, when searching the World Wide Web, you find a lot of just garbage out there, okay, tons of garbage. You might get 1 million hits, but 99.98% of those are just straight garbage, all right, because anybody can post anything they want to the internet and Google will find it, all right. Library databases are much, much different, a little harder to use, unfortunately, but what Helmke Library has done is bought a lot of licenses from different organizations that compile journal articles. Journal articles are those articles that have been peer-reviewed. So in other words, to get the article even published, a jury of your peers has to look at it and say, okay, you know, this is authentic stuff, okay? So Helmke gets the licenses for these articles, or the people that put them together in a database, and then they get the databases, and the database works like a search engine, but it's only searching within that database. It's not searching on the World Wide Web. So you get very, very confined searches. You don't get as many hits, all right, but the hits you get are very authentic, which is very appropriate. So in this case, for this class, let's go ahead and look at the Literature Resource Center. Basically, easiest thing to do is just type in www.lib.ipfw.edu. That'll take you to the Helmke Library homepage. And then you click on L up here in the right-hand corner of the homepage. It says Find Resources By, okay, and that's an index. Click on L, and that's going to take you to the L index, all right? And if you go down near the bottom, you'll see the Literature Resource Center. So we've chosen that particular database for this particular class because in this particular unit, we're discussing literature, all right? When we go on to the actual research paper, you'll be using some different databases. So this is like a preliminary exercise to help you get started with the databases. You'll use them some in W131, and you'll use them a ton in W233, W232, and you'll use them in many, many, many of your other classes as well. So I'm teaching you a very, very important skill here. So click on the Literature Resource Center link, and this takes you to the kind of home for Literature Resource Center. It's a Days of Literature, obviously, right? So for our case here, click on Advanced. I want to take you to a better way to search than just what comes up here. And what you have now is when you're in the advanced mode, you've got a series of drop-down boxes. So I'm saying go ahead and search for Faulkner, F-A-U-L-K-N-E-R, in author name contains, all right? That's a drop-down box where the purple line is, and it has it's like a menu there. So in this case, you want to find Faulkner in the author's names, okay? Now, this, if you look over to the right where it says A-N-D, capital A-N-D, sort of under the yellow line there, not at the end of it, to the right of it, this is called a bin operator, and so what we're going to do is we're going to search for all articles that are about Faulkner and have some reference to barn burning. And that's why the drop-down box at the end of the yellow arrow says title exact match, because that's the, you know, the match of the short story, barn burning, that's his name. So you click on search at this point. What you get is you get a list of articles, and frankly, all articles look pretty good. So what I'm asking you is just look at a couple of titles, a couple of the articles. Okay, does anything here help me think about this Faulkner essay? Are there any phrases in there? Is there any language that the author of one of these essays uses that I can quote, make a direct quote out of, to put in my essay to show my reader how I arrived at the analysis that I'm trying to present to the reader, okay? So good analytical writing is not about your opinion, it's about how you arrived at your opinion. So you often arrive at your opinion, A, by reading the Faulkner short story, B, by looking at my lectures, but C, by looking at what other experts have said about this. And then that way, say you have an opinion finally, say, okay, here's where my opinion comes from. And so you state what your opinion is, that's your analysis, and then that could be your topic sentence, that'd be your analysis. You know, have one particular opinion about one particular part of the short story. So state it yourself, then use either direct quote from the Faulkner short story to show the reader what you mean, and also use a direct quote from one of these essays to show you how you arrived at this point of view. You're trying to support your point of view. You're not trying to invent the wheel here. Okay, so go ahead and look through these articles. Quite a few of them are quite interesting. Don't get too bogged down. Some of this is a little, you know, for W131 students, this is new to you. I understand that, okay? This gets much easier. Trust me, this gets much, much easier. Now I'd like to show you another kind of search, a revised search. There's a link at the top left-hand of the page there. You click on that. It's called revised search. And what you can do is you can search for Faulkner and the author name, but then you can search straight for feminism. Are there any feminist articles out there? But you have to change the drop-down menu to keyword, where it says keyword. Feminism is actually a keyword. It's a phrase that describes something. So now we're searching for all articles that mention Faulkner and also mention feminism. So you search there. You don't get a whole lot, okay? And maybe that's not a very good search. That could be my fault. But here you got one about looking at Snopes, all right? What's he like? And then you get another one about black feminism, all right? So they may or may not be interesting, but it's a good way to just kind of broaden your search a little bit. Then another search I tried was I went to Marxism. It's up here at the top. I used the keyword Faulkner and Marxism. And I actually looked at this article. It looks pretty interesting, okay? So what I'm basically trying to do is just show you, introduce you to the database. It's a research skill, okay? And a librarian is going to join the course for the last third of the course, all right, to help you with your research for your research paper. But right now I just want to introduce you to the concept of databases. So thank you very much.